This is a slave narrative I wrote for English class. I was found down by the Mississippi River. They say my mama must have been a runaway. Always wondered why she left me to be a slave. I was only a few weeks old when I was sold to be a slave on a Franklin plantation. Now, I know this here might sound crazy, but with the good Lord as my witness, I still remember the day I was brought to that Franklin plantation. The sun was about high as heaven, and the weather was about hot as hell. My first day as a slave, Master put me in the care of Auntie Eloise. Now, Auntie Eloise was about black as molasses, yet she was sweet as berries. Aunt Eloise had no children of her own. Likewise, I didn't have a mother. Due to this coincidence, she quickly became a surrogate mother to me, and I, her surrogate son. Some nights before going to bed, me and Aunt Eloise would talk. Usually it was just about how many barrels we picked or our aching backs. But sometimes I asked my favorite question: why is we slaves? Aunt Elo, as I sometimes called her, would always answer with the same: God made us slaves so that we could service the white man and do his bidding. Now hush up, child, and go to sleep.
Think about the stereotypes that people have of youngsters coming from West Baltimore. Think about that and think about what you might have to overcome. Let me know what your thoughts are.
What is a big challenge that we might face? Stereotyping, because people say that a lot of black kids, they not gonna make it out of high school. They gonna end up being like teen mothers and stuff like that. We want to get rid of those type of stereotypes. That's what makes my opinion.
So we're going to change. We're going to change the narrative, and that's what you guys are going to do.
8th grade is different because this is like that year, like that really important year that decides, for the most part, what my life is gonna be. It's because, you know, like we get our composite scores and our high school choice.
Do you know the most common thing I write on assessments when I'm grading them?
What?
Trust yourself, because I see so many students who have the correct answer that they erase.
When I make a mistake, I write, please excuse me.
So the number one thing I wish I could, you all got it much more than you believe you do, okay? So trusting yourself is probably our golden rule when it comes to testing.
I get really nervous and I'll just be like, shh, I don't want to do this. I know. And sometimes I'll put my head down, but it's just because I guess I'm not taught, I'm not getting trained how to take a standardized test. But with care program, they are teaching us how we taking the PSAT. They teaching us how to stay calm during the standardized testing. And we were talking about being anxious about the test, and Ms. Sessions, she was it was fine. It's fine if you're anxious, and she showed us skills. And I had pointed out, I was these are skills that can help you out anytime during the test.
When you sit down to take a test and you start to feel that frustration or oh God, my head hurts, right? What is a strategy before we actually go, and I'm gonna let you take the practice questions here, what's a strategy when we start to feel that?
Right now, she told us just deep breathe, just breathe deep. And I was like,
Hey, Shakir. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Meeting Mr. Kevin and speaking to him was and realizing as a person, I guess he's a pretty cool guy. Whenever I meet people like that, it's always pretty fun because I know that that's a career that I can do, because usually when I meet people that are in those type of careers that I've never heard of, I expect to see, a white person in that career. I don't expect to see a black guy coming to talk to me about this career. Off the bat, could you kind of tell me what a clinical social worker does? What is it?
Okay, so a lot of what they do is help folks who may be experiencing a mental health crisis, okay, or even someone who is having issues with substance abuse and alcohol.
My ideas are either helping teenagers, or maybe I'm helping, families, doing family social work, keeping families together. Now I'm currently growing up in Baltimore. It could help me have more empathy. I've also dealt with people trying to get me to sell drugs, or I have friends that have sold drugs. It's always good to have personal experiences, because if you don't, you're never really going to be able to understand the person that you're treating.
So if you want to work with children and families, you can readily identify that person will probably be more receptive to you.
Yes.
Because they're like, hey, you know
Yeah.
what that's about, okay?
Do you feel as if I could do it? Like it's something I could do? Be a social worker?
I would tell you this. Shakir, I think that you are capable of doing anything you want to do, okay?
Yes.
So whatever you want to do is just a matter of you having 3 things: self-discipline, self-confidence, and self-determination. So do I think you can do this work? I think you can do this work times 10. But I think the question also, too, really for you to ask is, do you think you can do it?
I feel like I can do it, yeah.
So if you feel that you can do it, then make it happen.
Hey, Mr. Captain.
All the best to you.
Most definitely.
I take care of athletes. As I do surgery on knees, shoulders, hips, ankles. This bone's called the femur bone, to another bone right here called the tibia bone. So the ACL is
Today, when we went to go see an orthopedic surgeon,
it's a type of tissue.
I expected to meet a white man actually, and then we meet this suave-looking black guy, and I was like, oh wow, he's like me, and then it was really fun. I didn't know where he was from, but maybe he could have been from Baltimore, like
Right there. So when we do an arthroscopy, I feel the patella tendon, I feel the lower part of the patella.
like what he's doing is inspiring me to get out and go
Yeah,
learn
go
things
ahead.
like that's like it was awesome. It was really fun meeting up.
It's okay. Push it on in there. Get in there deep.
I didn't even know that a black guy did orthopedic surgery.
Hammer that down to the bone.
I'm grabbing it right here.
Yep. Push it all the way down to the bone.
I cringed a couple of times. Like he took the scalpel and the forceps and he was like, Shaq, yeah, just go and touch. I jumped and I was like, no, and I got scared. And he was like, what's wrong? I was like, it's okay. It's just a little bit scary.
Good.
So
That's called a bite. So when you feel it, you should feel tension. So screw that. Just do one turn so you feel that. Feel that tension?
wow,
Good.
that's a
Okay,
lot.
switch up.
It was really awesome and I really enjoyed it. Throughout my middle school career, I went through a lot of ups and downs. The biggest down probably was moving, a lot of changes. I changed schools 3 times and going to 3 different schools in one school year. A lot of changes, some good, like some bad. But throughout all of these things, the one thing that never really changed was my love for books. I still read books and I still read books every single day. I feel like I had to rededicate myself because of the stuff I went through. My hope for high school is that I get a fresh start like how I had before. The high school I got accepted into is Bard, and I'm really excited because it's a college prep school, and it's just like, for me, it's one step closer to getting what I want to be, a public defense attorney.
Welcome to our end of year ceremony. All right, let's give him a big round of applause, please. Shakir Franklin.
Good afternoon. 8th grade and middle school as a whole has been very defining in my life. Simply because, for the most part, I feel like for me, it has decided what type of individual I'm going to be throughout my life. I'm really excited about high school because it's going to be new, and I like new. Coming from Baltimore City, I feel like we need more individuals such as myself to help the people that will come after me. And that's why I'm like, I say it all the time, but I'm really, really grateful for Care Program because without this, I would have had my dreams, but I wouldn't have known how to fulfill my dreams. So I just really want to say thank you, Dr. Saunders, for that. Every time I gotta tell you because, you did it for us. Thank you.